Hey everybody, welcome back to Angry Badger Minis. We're working on, sorry I have to adjust some things here, I had some crazy light going on. This stuff out of my face. There we go. Anyway, in light of the price hikes that are coming and the plans I have for my armies and things like that, and I'm getting ready to put all of the chaos stuff together, I'm going to attempt with this old Land Raider that I got from somebody, and I've pulled the parts off, and I'm not going to worry about these right now. I know I can pull this part off, you know, doing guns and things like that, and I've got a bunch of others. I've got, and you know, let me just start here. So I started to really get into my old Nurgle stuff, old stuff, and had this Land Raider. Decided I was going to try to just do it as it was. I was like, you know what, I don't care what happens to it. It's Nurgle. It's going to get Nurgled up anyway. I'm basically going to redo it. You guys are going to love when I'm going to do this thing. Anyway, by the way, yes, my beard grows super fast. It's crazy. It's just like, I don't know, it just seems like just the other day I didn't have any facial hair. Anyway, and then I got to thinking, wait a minute, won't I use too much plastic when it comes to putting this thing together? So I'm like, all right, well, I'll go ahead and I'll pull these, you know, pull it apart, and then I'll do each thing independently and see how it works out. Well, the more I got to doing that and the more I started looking at it, I'm like, you know, I'd really like a cleaner mold. And so I had this other one laying around, and I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. Because even if I have to pour the mold with the plastic is a lot cheaper than buying the mold stuff, okay? And on top of that, now mind you, it will, you know, I'm thinking there's a couple ways you could do this. You could do it in layers, I guess, if you wanted to make sure that you don't have any air bubbles. But what I'm really thinking about doing here is, sorry, I got a brand new monitor in anticipation for my new computer that's getting built right now. I can't wait for that thing. I'm super excited. All my gaming is going to be legendary. You name it. Anyway, it's going to be awesome. Really good friend of mine that I met playing games online, Destiny. I think I talked about it in some long ago videos. Is building it for me. Anyway, where was I? So I'm not looking to make this thing, you know, completely whole. Normally you guys see me do the Lego thing. Well, I tried that, but I don't have enough Legos. Okay, that's the first thing. Two, it was going to be a super leak fest, I think, with the amount of volume that I was going to have. You know, just like water, you can't compress water. You know, and I think I don't even know what the amount that I would have that. What am I trying to say here? That you know, that the painter's tape would hold it in. So that being said, man, why does it seem like I got all this stinking light on my camera when I don't? Is that better? Yeah. All right. Anyway, I also did not lay down any. Initially I did any clay. Okay. This is a test run. We're gonna see what's gonna happen, and then. The goal here is that when this is done, the mold is like this, and we just pour in right here, okay? Because I'm not concerned about the bottom, not really. I mean, this kind of goes in line with the Lehman Russ tracks that I did before. But I was a little worried about the tops here, you know, these holes and things like that. I've done a lot of gluing. There's nothing that I'm going to do to this Land Raider that is going to ruin it any worse than how it was given to me. And if some of you may remember back in the day when Land Raiders only cost, I think, like 45, 50 bucks, something like that. Well, that's not how it is anymore. And apparently prices are going up even more. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I've got, let's see, I've got 2 brand new Land Raiders left, but I want more because I want to build other Chaos armies, and a Land Raider is just an iconic piece, and I'm done. You know, does it mean I'm going to sell them if it works out? No, of course not. So GW, just stop. It's not like you're ever going to sponsor me anyway. You know, you could say, oh, you could probably 3D print this and that. Well, I don't have a 3D printer, and I've got little kids running around. So right now, that's a safety hazard for me. Whereas something like this, I can handle, you know, on my own, and keep it out of their reach. Plus, you know, I plan to get into 3D printing at some point, but this is where I'm at right now and what I'm, you know, capable of doing. So what I'm wondering, I have no idea, but what I'm wondering is, do I even have now I'm thinking about this, do I even have enough to do this? Man, so I mean, I feel like I do. The issue here is, even if I don't, it'll, you know, I'm trying to make sure that, one, this doesn't float, okay? And that's something, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to do just a little bit on the bottom, and then, you know, give it time to do what it does and stick or whatever. But anyway, I got sidetracked. This part right here on the bottom, the only things that I will need to cut away when this is all said and done, I don't know why, because I put that stuff on the bottom. When it's all said and done is, I'll just need to run a razor blade right here, okay? Or a razor blade over the top right here, here, you know, back here and here, run it down, and then peel that part off. You know what I'm saying? And then I can go ahead and I can fill it up, and I can fill it up to the tracks. What was I gonna say? Forgot what I was gonna say. But anyway, that's basically the idea here. So this is gonna be a relatively short video because I'm just gonna do, you know, just a little bit that we need to do to get it started and essentially suction. I've already sprayed it down with the Smooth On release. That's why it's kind of shiny. So let's go ahead. This should be, if I'm not mistaken, brand new. It is. I guess if I was a math wizard, I could figure out how much this would be. Let's see here. I think the best thing for us to do here is to do a little bit at a time. And I'm sure that many of you would agree. And this is also a test run for quite a few things. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the game Inquisitor back when it was out. I have the book. I have only 2 models. Brother Artemis and a Gene Stealer. I planned on at some point making a bunch of those, and I have the actual Space Marine helmet, making a bunch of those so that I could do some I think it's 54 millimeter Death Watch stuff. So you know, just I've never actually played Inquisitor, but we'll see. Alright, so I know that we're going to need quite a bit here. This is probably off camera. No, it's on camera. Alright. I'm telling you, these cups, you know, they cost like nothing. You get them at the grocery store or whatever, a couple bucks for a bunch of them. The little things on the side here, they're the perfect measuring device for you. If this is something you're finding yourself doing. Gotta make sure that you don't go more than you can fill up in one cup. reason I'm doing 3 cups, even though I don't really need to, is because I'm trying to do everything I can to get as many air bubbles out, and that has been a very successful method for me. So here we go. I'm also only going to go halfway on this one. On the first pour here. But if you think about it, and I'll be curious if this works out, and I'm pretty confident it will. It won't be perfect, but it'll be enough. If you think about it and it works out, I can probably figure out how much it would cost in actual plastic to pour this thing, as well as, you know, this, and that's completely, you know, easy to do. But with the 2 jugs that you get, they're gallon jugs, I think it costs, it's either 136 or 163, I forget. And I have had those jugs forever, or the ones that I had. Now I've got 2 new ones. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, you guys, I mean, remember I did, my gosh, where did I do? 40 Krieg Deathcore rider and mount. Yeah, see, it's a good thing I stopped. Probably would have been right at the edge there. We don't need to do that right now. I also don't want to get this on my new. Alright, we're going to pour in the corner again like we always do. And we're going to pour high because we want those air bubbles to come out. And we're going to watch for any slippage, so I'm going to go ahead and put my finger lightly down on the land raider here. Keep it from slipping or moving. Yeah. And this is a mold, you know, that you're going to want to be thick as well on the sides, as you know, for what you can do. So yeah, we're definitely going to need to order some more, but that's okay. Alright, let me go ahead and pour the rest of this in there. And I'm not really trying, you should notice I'm not trying to reposition that land raider, because I want it to be where it is. You know what I mean? Where, oops, shit. Sorry for the cursing, folks. Jeez, I'm all kinds of screwed up here. I think it's because I'm just excited. But you know, this will, between all the things that I plan to do, you know, you guys have seen me decorate my land raiders. I really, you know, I love decorating them. I don't like the static land raider. You know, I want Iron Warriors. I want, you know, a Slanesh one. My Nurgle one's gonna be ridiculous, and I'm gonna tell you guys why it's gonna be ridiculous, is because I have the Glockkin. If you guys know that model, it's from Age of Sigmar or Warhammer Fantasy. And man, I haven't put him together yet, and I'm so glad that I didn't. I just was taking a look at him while I happened to, you know, I guess things work out for a reason. Just, you know, while I happen to have the that Nurgle Land Raider out, and I'm going to be able to make the pieces, or I mean make molds of the pieces of his body. It's gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna soften it up in hot water, and I'm gonna lay it right down on that land raider, and it's gonna have the coolest, you know, texture, whatever you want to call it, you know, that there is. And it doesn't, and the greatest thing is it doesn't even have to be perfect because it's Nurgle. And it's gonna be, you know, it's not like it stops there. I have this old resin type what you call it, got it off of eBay a long time ago before Games Workshop decided they were going to tell the guy you better stop. It's modeled, I guess, sort of after the Reaver Titan, even though it doesn't look like a Reaver at all. Just its stance, I guess, and you know, the guy was small time, so Games Workshop was able to get away with it, I guess, and scaring him. Anyway, I have one of those, and I've already got a plan to make it taller, like it should be, you know, more to the scale of how the Titans are today. And I'm going to nurgle that thing out as a nurgle Reaver. And on top of that, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to make nurgle buildings. And I love nurgle. It's crazy, huh? Alright, let's add some more. This time we're only going to go about halfway. That way we can make sure we can get it in one cup. Yeah, we're definitely going to need a lot more. I'm thinking we may need, well, I'm going to need to buy more anyway, but hold on. 1, 2, 3 and a half. Okay. In there. Going for our air bubbles. Like I said before, trying to get every bit that we can out. This is the best method, I'm telling you. And I'm recording this straight on OBS. Like I realize that I could have probably made a video or something, you know, straight up, but I figure this is just fine so you guys can watch the actual process. Any difficulties that I may have that you can improve upon. Kind of messed it up there. I was worried it was going to come out and I got a little lower than I wanted to be. Man, do I have a hankering for Taco Bell or Burger King? The problem is when I get to hobbying, I don't feel like going anywhere. I just want to work. And speaking of work, I've been really busy with school, so I apologize for the latency in videos and stuff like that, or even streaming. Wrapping, what do we got this week and then next week, and I'm done with my first 2 online college courses, core classes, as we're working towards a computer science degree. Does not look like it should. There it goes. Gotta make sure you mix this right. If it's not looking like that teal, then something's wrong. If it's looking more white, keep mixing. I'm telling you. Keep mixing. Trying to really, there it goes, that's what I was worried about. I was trying to keep the stuff off the Land Raider. Because I want everything, I mean, I know it'll get into the cracked stuff, but since it's moved, I'm gonna go ahead. Basically, the wave of stuff pushed it over, if you guys noticed that or not, or if you noticed it. get a layer down before we start working on the top. You know what I'm saying? And I will order that stuff tonight because we're going to use this whole bit. But yeah, what we'll end up having to do is cut the bottom, which is what we have to do anyway. It doesn't matter because that's how we're going to pour that. And it's going to, what it's going to do, having the openness at the bottom, is it's going to allow the air to get to it the way it should, because nobody's looking at the bottom anyway. Hell, if I really want to get in there, I got a Dremel and a router. I can just, you know, and there you go. And I mean, it doesn't matter. You guys get what I'm saying. All right. I don't think we're quite where we can go to the end here. I think I'm gonna need more in here than you think. That's a good thing. You gotta remember to leave room so that you can mix it. I don't know if you guys can hear that noise, but it's my turtle making noises. It's like, ah! Weird. It's really my wife's turtle. I never knew a turtle did that. By the way, this is an ice cream thing that I got from you know, the grocery store, like your Neapolitan ice cream or whatever, ice cream tub. So just showing you guys the things that you can use. I also downloaded off of, is it GOG.com, an old Warhammer fantasy video game that I used to possess. I don't know what happened to it, but Mark of Chaos. Similar, I guess, in some respects to Total War Warhammer, just different, and at least, you know, same kind of setup. And you know, obviously doesn't have all the factions that they have nowadays, but I can't play it because my computer does not go high enough, I guess, on the resolution, or it doesn't have the video card for it, or something. Something crazy just keeps happening with it, or maybe it's even Windows 10, I don't know. But I'm not worried about it, because when my new computer gets here, all that's going to change. We'll be able to literally live stream Deathwing and Total War and all that stuff at the right speed it should be and everything. I mean, I can't even play Total War right now. It just basically kills my computer. It's going to be so awesome. And I'll give you guys a rundown on all that, you know, sometime. Show you guys everything that we have. Unfortunately for me, I mean, I don't know how true it is. I mean, I saw somebody's YouTube video. I didn't watch it, but I saw the title or the header where it said that CPUs or even graphics cards or whatever were going to be coming down in price. I don't know about that. Especially, unfortunately, with what's going on overseas. And I know that people are bugging people about their opinion on that kind of stuff, you know, YouTubers and stuff. I really don't want to talk about it because, as some of you already know, you know, I spent my career basically doing all of that, and I don't want to be involved and that kind of thing. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I do have a better understanding than most, especially at the upper echelon level, the intelligence level, and I just don't want to. I don't want to broach the subject. I want to do what we do in this hobby, stay out of the politics as much as humanly possible, and just, you know, enjoy our time together and make gaming fun. I'm also not sponsored by this group, but I saw something today, and it is super awesome. I gotta pull it up here. It is. Maybe I can pull them. I don't know. Hold on. You guys might have heard of them. Let's see. It's called Printable Scenery. That's the name, printablescenery.com. And I'm telling you, what got me to even know they exist, because I didn't, and nothing against Printable Scenery. I'm not in, you know, obviously in the 3D world yet, really. Here we are in our last bit, and we're gonna get every bit. Basically, gosh, what is the name of that channel that I watch? It's an Asian gentleman that does a lot of different board games, everything from D&D to, you know, whatever. And he had these two big pirate ships that were on there, and they were 3D printed, and I was just like, whoa, blown away, man. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. It was totally, dang, see, this thing wants to float. That's exactly what I was trying to, I knew that was going to happen, because there's a lot of air trapped in there from where I glued everything down. So we're going to have to put some weight on this, which is fine. I mean, it's not a panic type deal. And I'm not really holding it down that hard. But yeah, it wants to float as soon as I take my finger off. I guess I could use a smooth on thing, maybe. That'll help. It seems to work. Because I definitely don't want it to float. I want as thin a layer on the bottom for me to cut through, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. We're just letting this drain. Let me see if I can get this off of here, off my new cutting mat. Alright, we're almost done here. So if you go to do a big pour like this, just remember you need to, like I said, I would do it like I'm gonna do it, in layers, and by the time this does what it's supposed to do, it ain't going anywhere. So I can pour the other stuff in over top of it and it'll be just fine. I was gonna say something and I forgot what it was, guys. Oh goodness. When I do this, I will probably, now I remember what it is. When I do this, I will most likely have to pour the plastic in layers as well. But again, you're talking about a 10-minute cure time, you know, maybe 15 at the most. Like, you don't have something else you can be doing while that's happening. Mix some more up, throw it in. And the reason that I'm telling you that you would want to do this is, I think that it will definitely help with making sure that you do not, one, get air bubbles, and that two, you have a thorough mix, so you don't get a soft, you know, thing. And it matters, because back when I first started this stuff, back in 2015, I think it was, the first thing I poured was a miniature. It was a Dark Angel in his robes, and I still have them. And I got real discouraged because what I did, it poured, it did it, But I also didn't do it in this. I did it, maybe I did. No, I did it in one of those molds of, oh gosh, what do you call it? The stuff you can heat up. I actually have some here somewhere. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, you heat it up in hot water and then, you know, Instamold, that's it. Is that working? Looks okay. Anyway, I poured the plastic in there, and I must not have got the mix right or something, because whatever happened, it was very soft. I mean, it worked, but it was very soft, and it was soft like that for a month before I even felt like anything really hardening. You don't want that. So lesson learned on my part for that, so something to pass on to you guys. I think we've reached the limit here. Yep. So we just got this little bit, and that's it. And we'll order some more on Amazon. So anyway, I thought I would share this with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and make this last batch, pour it. You know, you guys have seen me do this. And thank you for sticking around. Thank you for supporting the channel. And if you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. The likes really help. And if you'd like to help us out, support us, please consider becoming a Patreon member. So we'll talk to you later.